Hello, Rail Friends! Thanks for being with Casey and I here on Rail Moments, where we are trackside. We are live, no production. What you see is happening literally as I see it. And there is our first horn, and trust me, we've been waiting a long time. Let's get ready. Here we go. Track action. Hello, Dario, and how are you, ain't right? You guys doing okay? Welcome, everybody, to Trackside at the next crossing with Casey and I. And Has it been a long wait tonight? Let's see, what time is it? It is 6:59 Eastern Standard Time, so 7 o'clock. And we've been here since 4:30. And that is our first train. And normally by now, we're probably counting what, 8, right? Number 6, number 7, maybe even number 8. It is crazy quiet. There hasn't even been a rabbit to visit me, which is unusual. Usually the bunnies are hopping around here behind me. We're watching the lights. Red, green, green, red, diverge, no diverge, you name it. So, not sure what we're going to get. We've got an hour of daytime left, maybe a tad more. Like I said, by now we're usually deep into the production. And like I said, actually deep into the live, because none of this production, this is all real time right here. What happens, you see about 6 to 8 seconds after I see it. So, if you're not been with us before, if you watch this in the future, I always give the date so everybody knows. So we do talk about something that's upcoming. You can relatively know when in time we're talking about. Because once the live is done and we conclude it for the day, it processes through YouTube, uploads, and then it goes into our, on Rail Moments, on our YouTube channel, it goes under the live category. Once Casey does his thing with it, puts the picture on for the thumbnail, stuff of that nature, it then moves to the Trackside Live library list, of which, I don't know, there's hundreds in there, so you can kind of pick what you want. And a lot of them have heritage units. You just never know. It's like Mama Bear and Crash, and we all talk about. It's like going fishing. You know there's fish. You know they're under the boat. You just don't know what's going to bite, and when you yank it out, what you're going to catch. So, I know y'all like the lights. It's really, it's gotten cool since I arrived here. It was kind of warm. Matter of fact, I picked up trash again, and so we're all kind of back to neat and clean and tidy. And what else is there to tell you? Been storming all day here in Chattanooga, pouring down rain, thundering, you name it. We've had it today. It hasn't been a whole lot of rail traffic from what I watched earlier from the office, but a decent amount. As soon as we got here, there was no amount. So let's hope that changes right now. Let's hope we got the ice broke, where we had 4870, 1 of 3 locomotives up front at AC 44C 6M southbound and rolling on. And for those of you not familiar with where we are, Atlanta North District, and to the other side, Knoxville West End. So coming down from Knoxville, coming up from Atlanta, they go side by side. There are 2 diverge points here at the tower. Let me spin you all around. And like I said, we have just a beautiful evening out. Sorry there, I asked twice now. I have hit the tripod. My apologies. That gives you all kinds of earthquakes. It makes your teeth hurt probably. Dario, special hello to you. Glad you're on tonight. How'd you find us? What are some of your favorites? And is anybody trackside? So as we were talking, over to our right is Knoxville West End, currently. Over to our left is Atlanta North District. And they go side by side right here. as they head on in to Chattanooga. And as you can see, there's a second signal control point just past there on the other side of Little Debbie Parkway, for those of you familiar with where we are. And at that point, it becomes the Knoxville West End Line and continues all the way up to Chattanooga, where either you at Citical go north up on the CNO and TP, or into the debug yard, or on the pass-through. So, good to have everybody. Like I said, anybody trackside, let me know. Yes, Don, I tell you what, when I got here, I did a couple, trimmed a couple bushes so we didn't have them in the way of the filming, and knocked down a few weeds, and then I picked up some of the new trash because I had all of this detrashed. And now the dark clouds came over, and then the breeze picked up, and I had to put the dead cat on. That's why it was starting to shake a little bit there, because there was so much wind. It just gives you guys horrible sound. And now it's cold. As a matter of fact, I'm trying to figure out what jacket I'm going to put on. So yes, when I got here at 4:30, it was super warm. I worked up a sweat trimming a few weeds, picking up the trash, what have you. And now it's nippy. So welcome everybody. Don't know what happened to the heat, and like we were saying, I don't know what happened to all the trains today. Normally come 5 o'clock, we can't count them all. So we're gonna hang out just as if, because we are live, as you were sitting here on the tailgate with me. Anybody have any questions, please shout them out. Anybody first time, please let me know any questions you might have. Some way, somehow, somebody will know the answer, and if we don't know it, we'll call in a lifeline. I'll go ahead and zoom you in a tad more. Well, for those of you who might be your first time, there's the old water tower, and right over there is where the Ooltewah depot used to be. And I tell this story every time we're here. There's a gentleman. We're at the very end of Railroad Avenue. A little one-lane road. All of a sudden, poof, you just pop out into this section right here. And the depot used to be right over there. There's an old siding over there. I forget what the date is on that rail. And then, maybe if I zoom in, you can see it there a little bit. You can see it right, about there. You should be able to see it. There it is. And that's where it was, over there to the right of that. And then that's looking towards Atlanta. After this point, it goes to Appleton and on down to Cohutta, Varnell, Dalton, over to Rome, and then cuts on down. And there are 2 crossings that way. So anything that's coming our way, not only do we hear it coming, but we have green signal indication up on the top left. And then over on our right, zoom y'all out. Over on this side, Atlanta North District. And as you can see, runs right up like a great big Y. And then, side by side they go. So, y'all sit back, relax, enjoy, Feel free to chat. I'll catch you there on the monitor. And you are looking at Bootleggers Crossing, a spot that has been a rail fan favorite for a long, long time. If you Google Bootleggers Crossing, there's no geographical marking or anything there. It's just handed down for decades, where great-grandfather has taken each of the family members along the way, to grandfather, to dad, to son, and watched the trains there. There's a huge parking area over there, right across from the Ooltewah Cemetery. And the folklore has it to be that at night they load and unload illegal liquor and ingredients and what all, and work in conjunction with the trains. The runners would go out from here, and the bootleggers would hang out here at Bootleggers Crossing. So, that's kind of the lay of the land. Not a whole lot of new news to tell you guys tonight. So, had a little problem getting the live to set up. Not sure what's going on there. Hello, Mama Bear. How's the Papa Bear and the other little bear? You guys all good? You at work, Mama Bear? I was just telling everybody we have waited for a train since 4:30, and we just got our first one. So, don't know if it's going to pick up. As you guys know, normally we can't count them all by now. So, if nothing else, Mama Bear, you are going to get a pretty setting. And since it is kind of that time, no kidding. What'd they make, Don, or where did they make it? Or do they still make it? Mama Bear, I'm going to go ahead and put the sun in for you. I'm going to kind of keep it to the left so it doesn't blind everybody. Bring you all in just a tad so you get a little bit more. Oh, that's too much. I'm sorry. There. Just a little bit. So everybody's at home and you're at work. Like I said, if anybody's trackside, tell us. And it looks like that we got big black clouds kind of all around us, but right now they've all kind of just gone over and not rained on us. But depending on where you look, we got a cloud. Mama Bear, all those birds are singing for you as the sun starts to go down. Don, it's interesting how if it wasn't for the women of the house, you're right, all that money would be gone. I like the theory. You used to have some incredibly rich family history. As you guys know, usually by this time 29F has come through, so hopefully it's pretty close on the horizon. 7 o'clock's probably kind of an average time that we get to see it. There's somebody revving their engine up in the foreground. So since we're off to kind of a slow start, thought about sundown we'd be gone, but we're going to stay as long as we have light so we can try and get a few in. It's not any fun to go fishing and you come home with the pail empty. Everybody goes, "Where's the fish?" And we all say, no fish. So, if anyone's new, please let me know. If anyone has any questions, please ask. Oh! Anybody hear that? Looks like we have a single locomotive up front. Geez, Don, if it gets any colder, I'm going to put the orange hat on and go to a heavier coat. He called Ooltewah, but he was so soft-spoken on the scanner, I couldn't catch his number, but yep, that would be my bet, Jonathan. 29F, heading south, right here, just now, just gone, on its way to Appleton, with 4643 and AC 44C 6M leading solo up there on the top. 2 in the middle. Jonathan, you almost called it to the moment. Double check the track for Knoxville. We are red on the right, and obviously now red on the left. Mama Bear, all them clouds are covering up your sunset tonight. And while we wait for our next one, we'll just kind of enjoy the scenery. There's the old water tower. Trees starting to get leaves on. Sun in and out of those big old clouds. As we rail fan, live time right here, trackside on rolling unit cam number 2. Where we got the white dogwoods coming out. We got purple. Look at that, Mama Bear. We got purple on this side. And we got white on that side. So, have a beautiful evening. Now, if Norfolk Southern just cooperate, give us a few more trains, we'll have a beautiful evening and a bunch of trains during it. Dario, are you still on? You got awfully quiet. Ice cream and booze. Interesting combination. Don, I bet your family had some unique conversations at the dinner tables over all the years back then. All the memories they left you. Ooh, it's chilly. All right, you guys, let's see what's next. Backsquatch, if you guys are down there in Appleton, let us know. AGS? Let's see. Facebook. Good question. Trying to remember what my name is there. Technology is not one of my top 15 things. Takes Casey all he can just to keep me on the live. I know the website is railmoments.com, but that's not what you want to know. Yeah, I think it's Mike S in the Chattanooga area rail fan one. But it's Mike S for the Chattanooga area rail fan. Hey Gavin, how are you, sir? Good picture the other day with y'all out there on the track. Hey, guess what, Gavin? Got a surprise for you. Hang on. There you go, Gavin. Just in time for you. And Don, you thought I was kidding. I'm telling you, that breeze is kicking and it is cold. And my little bald head is definitely chilly on top. So in about a moment, we're going to switch coats too. Because Mama Bear's sunset is costing us all the heat. All right, Gavin, back to you there for a moment. All right, we got a red excuse me, we got a red on the bottom, green on the top. So he will come around the curve, headed towards Chattanooga. So he'll come from behind us. We'll rotate here in a little bit. And he's going to stay on track 1 and roll towards Chattanooga from here. Mama Bear, about all you get is a dark cloud tonight. Open you out just a little bit. Well, Don, if you go outside, put a coat on. Aiden, I love the shirt. I found the picture. Oops, wrong way. Let's see if that's better. Okay, Don, you talked me into upgrading on the coat. I can't believe how cold it's gotten just in the couple hours I've been out here. We we have now shed the light coat, gone to the heavier coat, and I guess if I was to walk a mile, I might warm up. But by the time I walk a mile, it's going to be so dark I won't be able to find my way home. So you walked a whole mile to get that AGS? Whoa! That is some hard work, dedication. That's pretty cool. Tony, good night. Bedtime already. That must mean 4 a.m. tomorrow for you. Have a good night. We're going to catch at least one more. Mama Bear doesn't get any sunset tonight because there isn't any. Oh, so you were down in Ooltewah. And it's a long story, Casey said, but no, Rail Moments does not have a Facebook picture. So we communicate here, and we can use the Railcam, for which all of you guys call the bird cam, or you have mine. You can chat that way with me. Like I said, Casey, I try and stay on the bird cam channel during the day. If anybody has any notes, anything coming, what have you. I'm because just stay so busy. I'm limited on the technology time and the chat time, so hanging out with you here is kind of my communication world to share Trackside as we have whatever's next come and go. So, Mama Bear, I'm not sure where, if any, but actually your last glimpse of sunset. To the right of the water tower and behind it. The wind is kicking from, let's see, the wind is blowing northeast. You would think if that was the case, it'd be blowing some warm air up out of Texas. And as you guys can see, as it gets darker, our green gets brighter. So like I said, it's been kind of a quiet night. We got such a late start. We do have one coming from us, or coming at us from Chattanooga. And as we already know, we have one coming north at us from someplace between Dalton and here. So if we're lucky, there's two more on the agenda tonight before we get dark. hadn't heard that rumor. I heard that it's supposed to get warm this week. Let's see what Weatherbug says for Chattanooga for the next few days. That is a lot of empty auto racks. And that was Norfolk Southern train number 188 with a UP locomotive 57, 52 up there on the front. Now, the next question is, what's next? We do know that there is a train headed at us. And since we are all regs on this side, once 188 makes his pass, we should hear, if he's already sitting over there at Bootleggers, we should hear the double blast for him to start up. So let's listen and hope he gets past here before it gets any darker. Aiden, according to WeatherBug, Tuesday's going to be 70 here, Wednesday 77, Thursday 85, Friday 87, and the rain comes back on Saturday at 87 degrees. That's what WeatherBug has to say. Well, then he had a good one. Gavin got his UP up front. Hey, Eugene. How are you, sir? There's been thunderstorms here all day. Then it got really nice and bright and sunny and warm. And then it got all cloudy and dark and cold. And the rain is kind of gone around us, what there is. But as you can see, Mama Bear's not getting any sun tonight. And we got dark clouds, a little bit of light in there, white puffy clouds, 4 red lights, and a train around that corner somewhere looking at us. 188 just passed us, being led by Union Pacific. Gavin ordered that one up special for him tonight. Global warming, yeah, I tell you, Don. Everything's changing in our world. Mama Bear, you're right. It's something that everybody can do together. Eugene, I hope you survived the storms up there. You keep them there. We don't need any more down here, okay? And it is very pretty out tonight. Cold, but a mix of colors, a mix of clouds, just a mix of everything. And everybody, there's a train show in Gadsden on April 12th. AGS, if you want to tell us more about that, feel free. Now we are quickly getting short on light, but it isn't dark yet, and we do know there is one behind us coming towards us. So we're going to sit tight as long as we got enough light to see it. Y'all, up, there we go. Ordered up just for y'all. And so far, every train tonight has been a horn salute. Thank you, AGS. You tagged every one of those up there on the front for Gavin. NS 3626 was our lead locomotive. All right, everybody, we are... Hi, Robert. And he went up the Knoxville West End, so we got a little different look tonight. Instead of all Atlanta traffic, so he's going to be going through the unincorporated town of McDonald, then Cleveland, past Control Point Tasso, and on up. No kidding, y'all saw 3626 the other day? That's cool. All right, Don, we're gonna cut out here in a few minutes as well. I'm hungry, haven't had dinner yet, and now you're making me hungry thinking about the fact that you are. It's good to see you, sir. I'm glad you're doing well. Thanks for hanging out with us, Don. Have a great evening. Have a good dinner. We'll see you trackside in the next day or two, because we'll probably be down in Dalton tomorrow night. Gavin, you got to get on point. When you hear a horn, you better be ready. But this time, AGS got all the locomotive information for you. Thanks, AGS. All right, everybody. We are going to give it about 5 more minutes or so. Amazes me that people do that. But it is a shortcut.
Alright, 632. The sound for just keep on that sound. 2 left.
And if y'all didn't by chance see the note for Robert, Robert said to tell y'all hello tonight as we are winding down our 5-minute count. As the
I appreciate it. I want me to show you that over.
those dark clouds kind of keep coming our way. Sun's gone. We are winding down. Not here for a long time tonight, but once we got started, it was a good time. That first couple hours, I sat here. Finally, there was a little something going on, so we jumped on, and so did you guys. Thank you, everyone, for being on tonight. And for those of you who tuned in late, any questions, please feel free. I think everybody's on's already subscribed. Gavin's on with us tonight. Mama Bear's having to work, and the rest of us are just having fun.
No. Alright. You know when 289 get a little closer.
Not sure what the chatter's about on the radio. Since it's getting dark quick, whatever it is, we may not get to see it.
We can bring 289 I did, so you wouldn't have to stop. This spot to hold up there. you know. I'll find a good spot to hold up there. So we'll meet with Twitter back to back, and then we'll meet that fleet.
Well, it's amazing on the monitor how much brighter it looks than what it really is. Oh, thanks, Mama Bear. We are going to go ahead and start packing. And because anything else we're probably not going to be able to see. Gavin, you hang out. Make sure you stay on the straight and narrow. Do that schoolwork. And you can hang out on here as long as you want. As long as the Papa Bear and the Mama Bear say it's okay. Everybody, I hope all of you are well. Like I said, I'm going to leave you on for a few minutes while I start packing. And then we are going to go find dinner. Well, I just cannot believe I'm reading your note there, Robert. That's pretty, Robert. I'm glad we have you relaxed. I tell you what, is that just not beautiful? Now, for me, here the camera offsets it, but it's much darker in real life, but the camera offsets for it and gives you a much brighter look. But that is just incredibly beautiful. I'm going to leave it on for a couple more minutes. We'll say 2. I'm going to sit on the tailgate and enjoy it. I forget what the word is that Papa Bear uses, but I'm just going to go with serene and peaceful. Everybody, thank you for being on tonight. After we hit end, this will process and upload to YouTube, and it will be there in the library. It'll be in the live library until Casey does the thumbnail and all his kind of cool stuff that he does with the technology side of it. And then it will move over to our Trackside Live library. So keep sending your text for the weekend, railmoments.com. And if you haven't already subscribed, make sure you do so you know when we go trackside so you can hang out. If you're at work, whatever it is, going down the road, need something to watch, can't go railside today, got appointments, whatever, hey, just come hang out with us. So like I said, I'm going to take a couple minutes to join that. Gavin, good to have you on tonight as our special guest. And everybody else, thank you for being trackside with Rail Moments here in Ooltewah, Tennessee. Ooltewah. And yes, it's an old Indian name. Just outside Chattanooga, where the Atlanta North District, Knoxville West End, come together side by side and head off to Chattanooga. So, take a minute or two, I'm all back, and then we're going to go find dinner. Call Mrs. S, see what she's up to. Robert, that's just how peaceful being with Rail Moments and all the rest of us on tonight. Just so you sit back, relax, enjoy life. Mama Bear, I will. I'm going to call her right now while y'all just enjoy that view. right, everybody. Mrs. S said to tell y'all hi. And way up there, if I can get it in, is a sliver of the moon. Mama Bear, I told Mrs. S, you said hi. She said to tell you all good evening and thanks for keeping me out of trouble, Trackside. Railfan Lucan, hello down there in Texas. Been a little quiet up there, and our sliver of the moon just got covered by a cloud. Hello, Crash. How are you tonight, sir? We're just getting ready to call tonight. As you see, it is dark. Robert. If they can't see you coming in a Rail Moment shirt, we're in trouble. That's a special orange that we get. They're made at a company down in Ringgold, Georgia. John, have a good night. See y'all Trackside tomorrow. Glad you all were here today. It was fun times. Good night, AGS. And yes, you do look like an orange highlighter in them. But I tell you what, look at all the horn salutes we got tonight because they can see us. We all get together for a picture. We'll look like a box of crayons that are all one color. John, you're my hero. Everybody in a Rail Moment shirt. That makes the night. All right, oh, geez. Our sliver of the moon is gone. All right. Well, with that, from Trackside, we are gone too. Nothing better than a good horn show. And we got a number of them tonight. See y'all Trackside tomorrow.